Remember, I have a set of, I will try to have a set of blue screws, different sizes, right? Nut and bolts. Nuts and bolts here, in there, right? And these are now some Twizzler connectors, right? And these Twizzler connectors are different sizes, from 15, 20, and 30 amps, right? These normally use like with 20 millimeter, 2.5 millimeter conductors, and I use a 15 here now for like 1.5. These now are connecting stove and so forth. 6 millimeter wire, 4 and 6 millimeter wire. I use this. Well, this is a connector bar, like a connector, right? But I don't like this. I don't use them much again, you know. So I prefer use a Twizzler, and also I prefer use it, right? But in some cases still use this. Very well, this again is from 10, 15. And 30 amps, right? Right, away from your basic hand tool here, which I have now my lineman pliers here, my side and my birdie pliers, and my insulated screwdrivers here. And this is my terminal, my screwdriver thing, you know, just like thing like we use this for like connecting small wires. Right, so it all is handy. Because sometimes you go on some job, you go on a job, and it requires a small screwdriver. Like this, I don't have it. You know, you're in trouble, right? So after that, I should always have a assortment of screws, right? So you see, I have my lock screw here, right? I have my self-tapping screw, right? I have my long screws here now for both my handy boxes and my octagonal boxes, different sizes, because sometimes the boxes are deep in the wall. So now we have to use a resort to these long screws, right? These are the octagonal box, and these are for the handy boxes, right? Drywall screw. Never out of drywall screw. Always have a assortment of drywall screw, man. In my bag here, different sizes. Right? Always try to have a few cable clips, and these cable clips now 2.5 millimeter, 1.5 to 1.4 millimeter. You know, just have them on this. That's the case, right? And of course, you can have drywall screw. We do have a plug, a yellow plug. This is the most widely one used for the 316 bit. Right, you know, you have the red color and blue for the bigger, you know, the bigger screws, right? I have a set now of I started this year, right? These are concrete bit, one bit here, here, right? These are my reamer. Sure, you have a reamer in my bag. Sometimes I would have a few raw boards here, right? This important. Number of times going to do it, right? My Allen key set. If you always try a small and there's no way you're supposed to, your toolkit supposed to be out of a hacksaw blade and the knife. Must, right? So go along pencil, all you have a pencil in your bag, you never can tell. Yeah, you want, you know, write something, you know. So, and I always have this first aid, my tape. So I always make sure that I have a black tape in the bag and a colored tape, the different colors. So sometimes, you know, you don't have the conductor is not at the appropriate color. So, you know, you have to, you know, and I like to mark them. So the face, especially the face conductor with red tape. So I just try to have a red tape, green tape. But if it's three phase, you know, you have to you need a roll of blue and yellow and so forth, right? Thing like that now. Another thing, I always try, you know, and might have two switches and two receptacles in my bag, socket outlet and so forth. Probably two breakers and so on. This is just thing I will keep in my bag because sometimes I get an emergency call and you know, if you don't have this thing right away, sometimes it take you know, take your time to go and just get it at the shop and to come back and to do the work. I try and ensure that I keep these small items. And also now, these are assortment of bits, right? So you get familiar with the different type of bit. So you know the difference between a steel bit here, right? Different, right? And also and a concrete bit, and these are now your Durham, your concrete bit of different sizes, right? 1/8, 3/16, quarter inch, 5/16, and so forth. So you see different size concrete bit here. Right? They're very important, right? A wood bit is very important, so I'll try to have a wood bit in case have to use board, you know, board in wood and so forth. That is very important. And I have now my nut drivers here, right? So these are some nut drivers here up here. Quarter inch, as you will, you know, I use this with my impact drill to drive down right any nut and so on, right? And I have an assortment of different sizes. Right, so all in all, I always try to have these things in my toolkit, right? These miscellaneous items. Because sometimes you might go on a job, right, and it need a screw, and you're not able to finish the job. If you don't finish the job, you're not going to get up here, right? So I try to just ensure that you're just like some first aid items. I keep them. I saw me that screws and plugs and nuts and bolt and so forth. The tape and my twist lock connector, right? You know, I have to ensure you always have a knife there and there with the hacksaw. So these are just some emergency things. So when I took up this my tool bag with this, I ensure all of these things are with it. So if I go on a job and I short a screw, I just go in my bag and look and go right away because I don't sometimes I don't have any of these small items. I can't complete the job, and normally if you're not able to complete the job when you're not able to complete it, you're not going to get any pay because people pay for result. And if at the end of the day, what you're going to do, you're not able to accomplish it, you're not going to get any pay, right? So I just try to, you know, make sure these things are in the van, around there, and also in the toolkit, you know, so it saves a lot of time and trouble, right? So that's it for today. Where miscellaneous items are concerned, which all aspiring electricians, you know, and for electricians too, make sure you have these things at all times in the toolkit. They never, you know, you never can tell because, you know, sometimes you might go to country and you can't, a drywall screw, you want a drywall screw and the job cannot finish. You're not able to complete the job. And that is very, very, very good. So that's it for today. So continue to subscribe and follow us.